It's dangerous to run around here, boys.
Grandpa, hurry! Hurry up!
Grandpa, you're too slow.
Oh, oh. Yep. Yeah.
It's dangerous to run around here, boys.
Grandpa, hurry! Hurry up!
Grandpa, you're too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope so too. We're about to fix it though. We're gonna be starting here in just a moment, guys. I'm just doing some last minute preparations. I had to restart the PC because this game doesn't like to work unless you restart your PC. Which I find kind of weird, but hey, never makes it work, right? Let me just get some. Let's get started here, actually. Hold on. Alright. Wow, guys. Oh, wow. How's everybody doing? Hey, how's everybody doing today? Alright, we're gonna get started with some. It is a weird game. This game is so weird. But you know what? I like it. It's cool. I don't know what we're gonna do once we beat it, but. Okay, so we got the nice little beautiful dialogue. We're gonna go ahead and try to skip this actually. Before we even get started with everything, I just want to make sure the game actually works and launches. Okay. Gonna load that game real quick. There we go. Gotta get this mic position to where like not so much in the, you know. Just try- Alright. From here, guys. Probably unplug these bad boys. Good thing that they're rechargeable, right? The music is very calm and very soothing. I'm gonna go ahead and load it up, guys.
Previously during the investigation.
So, you want to find out everything there is to know about Diane?
Agent York, Nick is leaving the bar.
Wait! She's still alive.
Stop right there, Nick. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Diane Ames. Emily, hurry!
You saved my life.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
Thank you, Thomas. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and kick off. So we just did a little little recap what we went through actually last session we had here, guys, on episode 8. So let's go ahead and get this episode 9 rolling in.
That happened 50 years ago. Let's play along with the old man for a little while, shall we?
Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's department.
Sheriff's department. And my game just. Don't do this. No. But didn't it do this last time? I restarted my computer, so I don't understand. Try it again. What was it last time?
Previously.
Well, let's just load in. Let's just load in, see what happens. I mean, I can't finish the game. Yeah. Well, on our last session, a nice little restart actually fixed the problem. Maybe there's something we can do here. Let's do... Can we do a new game first? Oh, you can't start a new game unless you want to overwrite? Say what? What did I do last time? You know, I never found this car. Chibby Chibby Bang Bang. Like, where the heck is that car? I can never find it. Try it again. I might have to actually select the chapter. Maybe we're having a save issue.
Previously during the investigation.
So, you want to find out everything there is to know?
Might have to do a chapter. It's gonna kind of suck, but hey, what do we do, guys? Try it again, but game's acting funny. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and relaunch it, right? And then we're gonna better than starting the whole game. Wow, instant crash. I probably gotta restart my computer again. Like, this is so weird how it goes about with it, but I'm on chapter 15. Let's see. Oh, I gotta do it again, but it's better than nothing, man.
Previously during the investigation.
All right, so this should load us back to the chapter. So hopefully.
You're fired!
Zach, let the treasure hunt begin.
Yeah, we remember this.
There's lots of people there, but
Game works. All right, so guys, we got a little repeat. What can we do, guys? What can we do? All right, let's go ahead and hop into the car. This is where we crashed the last time. Remember, every time I got into a car? Holy mackerel. What the heck is that? Yeah, this PC's been done fine.
Zach, we're supposed to play along with Harry's little game, remember?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Okay, yeah, that sound was just whoa. Wow. Game is all messed up. Okay, hold on, guys. I think I know what the problem is. Alright, we have options for. Oh my god, just cancel. Game works fine, it's just when we get into the car. Alright, let me load up, because I got this sound software for headphones. I think it's causing a problem. What the heck? Alright, get back into the game. Let's see what happens here real quick. And I think my game just looks cracked. Just be for. And I just beat it already. Like, I like the things the game does, but the bugs are just tremendous. Like, it's a very broken game. Very broken game. I'm gonna beat it. It ain't gonna stop me. I went this far. I gotta open up Task Manager. Game go. I don't see it on my Let's close the game real quick. Right again. Sucks that I gotta do the whole chapter again. There's episodes in these chapters, so like I was in what, episode 3? We're gonna kinda breeze right through them. Since we already know what to do now anyway.
Previously.
Oh, Jay, don't remind me. Don't remind me. Oh, it remembers where I was? God, why did I load that part? Alright, so it's saying what now? On my chat.
Oh.
Previously during the event. Zack, let the treasure hunt begin. A crowded place, and yet it is very quiet there. Have you figured it out, Zack? It must be the graveyard. There's lots of people there, but none of them can speak. You see? So let's get going to the graveyard.
Surround off. Surround on.
Zack, picking up from where we left off, you know what? There was one band that we both liked. We went all the way to New York to see them play, right, Zack? It took us hours to get to New York by bus. We got to the CBGB and we were so nervous we couldn't go inside. It took us 30 minutes to gather enough courage to go inside. And inside, we were shocked. Right, Zack? I'll never forget that feeling. It was like a blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg Bach. The Ramones. That song still makes me feel classic. But it's amazing I got in without being asked for ID. Those were the good old days. Rock and roll high school and Chinese rock. Sheena is a punk rocker and surfer bird. And I was so depressed when I heard the news of the deaths. Original punk is one of the greatest gifts left from the 20th century. Let's hope they're still rocking on wherever they are.
Guys, I'm sorry about the note. We're gonna let me see if I can get around it.
Just as Harry said, it's crowded and quiet. Hey, Brian.
Agent. Mr. Agent, how are you?
Not bad. I'm,
Let me walk over by the car real quick. I don't think it's gonna let me out. I don't know. Okay. Well, let's just finish this cemetery thingy, guys. That game, yeah, this game hates me, guys. I don't know. Maybe if I pass this part. Oh my god, I hate I don't know. I don't know what's causing it. Is it the surround sound or what? Oh. Gotta be something. It does. Thank you, Jay. Wait a second.
Bullseye. Yes. Nice shot. Zach, mission accomplished. Let's get back to Harry's. The reward better be good.
But you know about these seeds. They were right here under my nose. It's as if I was carefully carrying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through this part, guys. Sorry about that. They were definitely blocking my way.
The countryside version of common sense the hard way, Zach.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the game remembers that I did all this. Okay, well, let's head back. That's why I got no ammo, but how do I buy ammo? Who can I buy ammo from? That'd be really something really good to do right now, guys. I need to buy some ammunition. Oh, almost dropped. Thomas, what are you talking about, bro? I don't know what you mean. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. Why can't I even save the game? Heck? Let's see if the car screeches. I can't even save the game, guys. Let me clean up my mess of a character. Honestly, guys, I have no idea. My fan belt for sure. All right, so we're having a major issue. I didn't have this issue before. All right, guys, you know what? This where we go. And we look something up because I can't figure this out on my own. All right, so we're gonna do deletion hard sound. Whenever I enter a car, it keeps on looping some kind of screeching sound as if they drifting around corners. Yeah, I had to reinstall the game to get rid of it. Even then, a broken mess as there is an infinite amount of crashes away. So the PC version is just guys from 5.1. You know what we can do? All right, so we're gonna so it sounds like people are okay. Switch from surround to stereo sound in Windows. So it looks like this is a surround sound issue, guys. Okay, so if it's a surround sound issue,
Surround off. Surround on. Surround off.
let's see. Might have to restart the game. Okay, still does it, but I think once I restart the game, I think we'll be good, guys. Okay, this is probably the most buggiest game I've ever played in my entire life, and I've played some pretty buggy games. It sucks, man. I don't want to have to go through all that again. I can't save the game. A lot of traveling. Oh, I missed this the whole time. Wow, can't even save the game either, guys. You know what? We're just gonna quit it.
Previously Documents from a case that happened 50 years ago. Let's play along with the old man for a little longer, shall we?
Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's department.
Okay, so I'm not the only one with this issue. Has anybody got a save file for episode 3, chapter 15? Game freezes at the same cutscene. Jesus, mine just crashes. After the statue puzzle on Harry's... I did, returning there after having obtained a seat. I continue on through the door. Eventually, I get to a cutscene. Problem is, it just freezes before the cutscene plays. Alright, let's try it again, guys. I don't think we're ever gonna beat this episode. Game just instant crash. Didn't even launch. Wow. Oh wait, maybe it'll work. No. No. It's crazy. Insane. Macro. Alright, so we're loading in. It's on stereo now, not surround. I'm hoping all we gotta do is get past this crash.
Previously during...
Documents from a case that happened 50...
No stopping it.
You're fired! Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, muerde para aquí, muerde para allá, dame tu cosita, ay.
All right. You're right, Jay. Yeah, that killed me yesterday. I went to bed. My body was all discombobulated. Like, it was crazy. This is annoying. Oh, I want to beat this game so bad. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna download this. Only somebody. I don't want somebody else's save. I'm gonna download them anyway because. Okay, so the compatibility thing is just not working. So off. Let's have this running real quick. I'm actually just gonna close my headphone software because the headphone software for these headphones is not the best in the world. comes with a lot more of its own problems. But it seems like I wonder if it fixed the audio glitch. It's fine. I don't understand. I don't want to redo the chapter because we're on chapter 16, episode 3. It's gonna
Previously.
Hey guys.
Documents from a case that happened 50
Let me not skip it. Let me not skip it. See what happens.
Let's play along with the old man for a little longer, shall we?
Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's department.
He crashes again. Oh gosh. Okay, so let's load the game. I just want to see at the prologue.
Previously during the investigation.
Alright, let's slow down real quick and see if we get the car glitch. I never had that car problem though, that was a new one. Try a different car maybe. I don't know. I can't load my file because I
We're supposed
crash.
to play along with Harry's little game.
I can't drive cars because they
I'm with you on
screech.
that.
What am
don't
I
like being
supposed to
played with
do?
either, but we've got 3 victims now.
Maybe I gotta run on
We need
foot.
to prevent that number from becoming 4.
Alright, you know what? Let me here. I honestly don't want to do all that again, guys, but if we have to, we have to, right? Alright. Let's go ahead and exit this game real quick. Exit that really quick, and then I gotta keep you. Alright, so alright, I'm gonna do a quick little like thingy here. Okay, so go to your Steam, delete premonitions folder, okay. Folder then. Alright, good. I'm gonna move this over. Tricks. Guys, I'm sorry. All unexpected. I mean, the game was running fine up until, and we bypassed the majority of the issues that everyone else had in this game. But now I think we might be hitting the breach point. Alright, click exe, run right click property. I've tried every single. There's different one. That was 98 Windows. Pretty old. Okay. Launcher and play through. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, no, this game is messed up right now. Really messed up.
Oh.
That is really.
Previously during the investigation.
So, you want to find out everything
what's up,
there is
James?
to know about Diane?
Yeah, this game is definitely something seriously wrong, guys.
Documents from a case that happened 50 years ago. Let's play along with the old man for a little longer, shall we? Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's department.
I wonder if it's like a full screen window mode type issue. See, it still does it. Oh, why? Oh, what am I going to do? Can't get this game to work. Not working. Nothing's working. Oh my god. Oh, you figured it out? Yeah, you know who it is. No, no, not that one. It's a different one. That's guy. All right, let's take a look here real quick, guys. All right, I've tried everything, and we're just having no good luck, guys. Like, none whatsoever. Nothing. All right, so we ran compatibility mode, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't really care that we're not really gaming as much. I'm more than happy to chat with you guys. So it's weird because I've been doing some research, and I noticed that these chatting streams actually do better than actual gaming streams. Thank you, James. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. Yeah, no, not that vibes. It's a different one. I'm trying to figure out how can I explain. It's the original one from before. Like the when I get the profile, I'll send it.
You're fired!
Right, yeah. Once you see, you'll definitely know, trust me. I want to say they used to play a lot of Fortnite and a lot of Call of Duty. That was like their go-to games. Right. Okay, so rule number 1. We did compatibility mode. I've even downloaded fixed patches. We tried borderless, non-borderless. I'm looking at threads. Obviously, I'm not the only one in the world with this problem. Now, what I can do is, where does this game even save? Hold on, let me check my documents folder. I don't even remember the name of the company. I don't even think it's here. Okay, here's the launcher. Well, most people say don't try do the launcher. All right, we got full screen mode. Oh, the buttons are actually right here too. Signal left is right. Wow, page up and down changes your weapons. I just figured it out. Wow, now I know. And control, lock on, hold breath. You're telling me the entire time I've been playing this game, I've been free shooting? Oh my dear jeez. I knew it was kind of difficult to shoot. I didn't think it was... Okay, well. I'm going to try to launch it through the launcher. Wow, unbelievable. And crashed again. Okay, so the game is crashing, right? So I think what we need to do... Not run this like... Let's do Windows XP Service Pack 3. Right? Okay. Shortcut and another shortcut. Service Pack. And his admin. Alright, let's launch the launcher again. Hit play. It should technically work. Should. I think it is. Yeah, Jim. The struggle, man. The struggle. The thing is, I've already invested time into this game, so it's bothering me. Like, I played it, left it, came back to it, and now I'm just like, I gotta get it done. I gotta finish this game, guys. I've done everything I can.
Previously during the investigation.
So, you want to find out
expensive.
everything there is to know?
This game has lore and fan base, but not playable. If you're gonna play this game, play for 360, bro. Don't even buy the PC version, guys. To be completely honest.
Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's.
Watch, I'm gonna crash. Yep, of course I crash. Okay. There's got to be a workaround. Where's that program? All right, hold on. I'm gonna try something here. Okay, so right now I'm doing the rendering mode is raster 3D plus. So what if I turn that off and actually do hold on. Alright, so we got the scale line sync we're gonna do with that. I'm gonna keep it on raster 3D plus. I don't know if I want to do vector 2D, 3D. We could try frame buffer just to kind of see how that does. Okay, we're gonna hit Alright, try it again. I'll get it. Oh. Ooh. Oh yeah, guys, you know there's a new dashboard now? Did you guys see the new dashboard?
Oh.
And now they added the picture for picture. Maybe I'll start a new chapter again. I don't know.
Previously during.
But the car is screeching. Like, why is this screeching?
Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's department.
I think I'm about to rage quit. I'm just gonna watch a YouTube video of all the cutscenes. Call it the day. Somebody out there obviously compiled all the cutscenes together, or I'll just go into the directory of this game and just watch all the cutscenes that way. Video files somewhere. I save data right here. So it's just okay. Without further ado. Actually gonna create a new folder in here. We're gonna call this backup. Okay. Drag this backup save file out of here. Game wants to give me a hard time. I got you, bro. The ball. I think we got it though, guys. I think we got it this time. But I gotta make sure there's no car screeching. What? Shoot. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Movies right here. Yeah, I found all the movie scenes. Yep. All right. Why didn't it Oh, I see why. Sneaky little you, huh? Okay, it should work now. Agony. That is crazy. All right, here we go. All right, now we got this. Yes, load game.
During the investigation.
So, you want to find out everything there is to
I'm gonna skip that level.
Nick is leaving the bar.
Wait! She's still alive.
Stop right there, Nick. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Diane Ames. Emily, hurry!
You saved my life.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
All right, cool. Let's see what we got.
Zach, I hope we can catch a big one.
Okay, choose a fishing rod. Okay. What the hell is this? This is empty. Stand a fishing rod, use it with some bait to go fishing. Okay. Wait for the right timing to get the big hit, but if your line breaks, you will lose one bait, so be careful. Throw in. Did I get it? Very nice music. Wow. Can't turn my camera around. Seriously, I can't catch a fish? Alright. We might be able to get through this, guys. This is the only way we're going to be able to beat this game. I gotta skip a level. That level is just bugged out. I think I missed it. So I have to do this mission. I don't have a choice. Wow. Oh, I gotta press the space bar. Guys, I'm a horrible fisherman, so don't mind me right now. Terrible, okay? You don't want me playing big bass fishing, whatever. I don't know what we're doing here. I hear the birds. Man, I don't get it. Nothing's biting me. I can't do anything. Oh, I never had bait on it. Can't do anything. What the hell am I doing? Unbelievable. Honestly, at this rate, I don't know what I'm doing. What the heck am I doing? All right, hold on. Go back. Go back. I can't go back. Use it with a fisher to go fishing. Rod, worm, throw in. Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. What is going on here? Like, I can't press no buttons. Nothing. I see the fish. Right there, it's right there. Come on. Oh! Did I get it?
Good fishing, Zach.
Wow!
We've caught something to brag about now.
Jeez.
In all the history of the FBI, I'm probably the only one who fished out documents thrown into a waterfall.
Fished out documents.
So, Zach?
Did you get that?
I just don't believe it. Files from a waterfall.
Eternal life and eternal power, nights after eating the seeds. So it was true. Make sure the sacrifice eat the seeds too before they die. Sacrifice must also not speak while they are being killed.
What does that all mean?
It's called The Legend of the New Raincoat Killer. George, have you ever seen this handwriting?
Yes. It's Thomas's.
I knew it, Thomas. I knew it was you, bro.
I need to take these documents to Harry. He said he'd tell me everything once I take the docs to him.
Those are classified. I can't allow a civilian to view them. Especially that deranged old goat who owns most of the town.
I agree with George. Harry is... how can I put it? He might be dangerous.
You don't need to worry. You said it yourselves, didn't you? There has never been a mass murder case in this town. That means these documents pertain to a case that never actually happened. just look at it as though they never actually existed either.
Ridiculous.
York, I'm sure you've got a plan or something in mind. Okay, you have my approval.
George, are you sure?
Emily, we need to continue looking for Thomas. Our search may just have become a hunt.
Yes, get on it. I'll go see Harry alone.
Okay.
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it for myself. But Thomas?
Hey,
There's
Thomas?
got to be a rational explanation for this.
He was a weird character.
Zach, George has started to change. I think the deaths of Becky and Diane had a deep effect on him. I guess this town truly is without a king now.
Well. Okay. Clear. Okay.
Okay then, Zach. Let's pay Harry another visit and get to the bottom of all this. I have to admit, I do like spending a bit of time investigating alone. I'm getting a bit sick of being told that I'm either too slow or too fast. You agree with me, right, Zach?
And let's make sure we save it real quick. Okay. All right, so we're actually gonna go ahead and that boy. Oh my gosh, it's back.
Zach, did you want to go somewhere?
Seriously? Like,
that's fine by me.
Why? Oh, I don't have my headphone software, man. You know what we can do? I might have an idea. Put the other headphones on. See if you guys still here. This game really does hate me. It really does. Alright, we're gonna do it again, but this time I'm... Can't skip this? I'm about to say, I was like, wait, what? Whoa, it's so much louder on here. Alright, let's see if the let's see if it does it again. Guys, I think we just skipped the whole chapter. Wow, it's the headphones. Are you kidding me? I just figured it out. Oh. Solve the problem. Okay. We got like techno playing right now, guys. I had me all like the robe. I'd be like, okay, anyway. No more screeching. Oh, because of the headphones? Are you kidding me? I can't wear my headphones? Bad. Very bad. I can't finish my game because of you. I'm gonna put it away. This music is kind of like Need for Speed, you know? Have anybody ever played a game where a pair of headphones bugged your game out? I've never had this happen. It's a new one for me. I'm just happy it works. But there's one big problem, guys. Do you guys realize? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This is what I love about Windows, because there's always a problem with something. Settings, let's go to sound control panel. I want to look at something. Property enhancements. I have that on them both, but it still doesn't, no matter what. Okay. You want to know the biggest problem I just encountered? Little man? Every time I get into a car, the car goes the whole time. It doesn't stop. And you know what the problem was? I sat here running different compatibility modes, running Windows full screen, started my computer, started the game, changed the priority access level of the game.
Yes, that's what
No, you know what the problem was? Headphones. Switch to these, the game works fine. Wow. A pair of headphones is the reason why I can't finish a game? I'm done. I need to make sure I post that so somebody else who has the same problem. It could be because I got both plugged in. I don't know. It could be anything.
It could be because of that sign.
I don't know. I think it's something to do with the software. I have no idea. At this point, I don't even know it. 7 o'clock. All right, let me take a look, guys. All right, I'm gonna try to we're gonna what the heck was I doing? All right, hold on, guys. Hold on.